What is up, the YouTube Steam blockchain? So I downloaded the new Joker movie and I wanted to watch a movie. I don't usually watch movies because I find them pretty boring, pretty predictable, pretty lame. But I saw the trailer of this movie and I decided to okay, let's go with this movie. Let's see what it's all about. And it's very interesting because this movie, compared to other movies with the Joker, they are more based on the Joker when he is more go row or go bad or go evil, when he is sort of mature in that role. While this new Joker movie, it's more looking at the build up of Joker, how he lived with his mother, and how we sort of transform from this clown to a Joker. And you sort of see him in some way sort of devolve. You sort of see his character, his type, how he's going from this innocent boy to this raw, rough guy that is murdering people. And you can see why he had his reasons to do it. And this movie was kind of unique in the way of, I found it extremely good. It was around 2 hours long, which is nice. I think a good movie should be around 2 hours. The regular movies are usually 1 hour and 20 minutes. Usually they're not that good, but movies that are 2 hours usually very interesting. So what this movie made me consider a little bit more was this concept of that. Well, I always have known that sort of human beings are interesting and different, and be able to depict or like showcase a specific human being in their natural habitat. I find that extremely fascinating, like very, very interesting to look at human beings' motivation to do stuff, what humans are doing, what they're paying attention to, what their belief system is, what what their desires are, how desires work, all this, like what they're spending time and energy on. And it's interesting how this movie, how it shows in such an easy form that if you create something that is more natural and authentic, maybe in the future don't even need so much acting. So this was something that talked about a bit in the past, that 1950s movies was really cool because it was more longer scene, more more focusing on the person itself than just just moving around to new characters all the time, which usually means when you're focusing on many characters, usually you get pretty weak character build-ups. Well, it's extremely interesting when you can make whole movies that are more showcasing the individual and sort of seeing them at their best, them in their dark moments, and have these moments in this. There are these moments in this movie where he's in his apartment and you have these you sort of hear the sound on the outside, you hear the cars, you hear the noise, and you see him trying to sort of figure things out. You see him becoming aware of certain stuff, you see him messing up. It's interesting how I love when they sort of slow stuff down, and you can almost in some ways sort of forget that it's a movie. And I find it also very, very interesting in this concept of showcasing an authentic human being. It, I feel that many people in the world, they're sort of faking it, and that it's almost as an art form to it's almost as an art form for a person to sort of develop if they want to develop their own unique intelligence, their own unique being. It really is an art form, I would say. While many people, even they would see a movie like this and they can only get, they don't even know the real thing. They think they know the real thing probably by looking at the Joker. They sort of think they can sort of imagine how that would be, but I don't really think they would be able to imagine it because the thing or the stuff with a really unique human being is it usually doesn't have that many influences from the group. So most people probably get a lot of influences from their friends and from their group that sort of makes them to be the average of their five friends or something like that. And usually it probably is everyone sort of doing the same thing because nobody wants to stand out. So it becomes pretty lame after a while. While if a person develops their own intelligence and then dive deeper into themselves, then you can get very, very interesting characters. And something that pops up more into my mind these days, especially when video creation is getting easier, is that you would be able to create a movie about almost anything and sort of make it engaging. So most of the movies right now has been produced in a few key locations, and then those movies are sort of being screened out all over the world. So it's very one-dimensional view of reality. While it would be way more interesting if more people sort of did videos, did movies where they lived, and try to develop stories and try to document sort of their own being and their own life, and trying to sort of involve other people and sort of trying to see what can come out of that. And I think we're going to see more experimentation of that going on, especially now in the future when the capabilities, when better technology comes, people can experiment even further with video, and that's going to be extremely interesting to see. So I highly recommend you watch this movie. It's very interesting, and when I have visited certain cities in the world, I've really been considering this a lot. That the movies that you're watching on TV, they're usually already very outdated. While it's interesting if you can try to make a movie that is based on what is going on right now and not making it so cheesy, because it becomes super cliche and super cheesy when they're following the same sort of formula as others in the past. That is, take for example, like you need some insider that knows a lot about what is going on right now, something like that. And it really, yeah, it's an art form also to even showcase that. But I think that if people are becoming more talented at video, and if they're watching a lot of interesting movies, and if you combine that eventually with artificial intelligence, I think that eventually the AI will be able to say exactly what you're going to do to try to make something engaging and more fun. And it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. It's also interesting video in many ways, especially videos that shows or movies that shows a lot of emotional character development of a human being, just as this Joker movie. It's very interesting how humans can feel more limitless because they can easier under grasp the concepts of nuanced realities. While if you would try, you can't, you for example, you can't put Joker the human being in a logical framework. And that's something that's super annoying when people are trying to do that with human beings, when they try to really put you in a box, really a logical framework, and it's like, no, I'm a human being. That is not really like a human being's a possibility, and let's see what can happen, right? So great movie, fantastic movie, and I'm very happy that the IMD ratings, they also realize that this movie is amazing. And it's also very interesting because it has some scenes that you didn't really think would happen. And I don't think this movie is going to get, it's not one of these movies that can get like a sequel that would make it great, I think, because this is just a movie showcasing Joker in it's not a movie that would fit good in if you have a series of movies, I think, coming out that is having the same character. I don't think that would work that great because, well, we already have the other Joker, Heath Ledger. He's amazing in Batman movies, 2008 movie. Yeah, I mean, these are two different Jokers, and they should not mix together. But amazing movie. I want to see more movies like this. I want to see more amazing movies that can be more natural and authentic, and do something beautiful. And yeah, so if you haven't watched this movie, you should. You should. You really should. It's a really interesting movie. Yeah. Have a great day, DTube and Steam Blockchain. Bye bye.